welcome. Let me get a quick test here. Make sure everything's running. Check the YouTube. There we go. Beauty. Mic sounds good. We're on. All right. We're live. Hopefully Discord notification goes out. Let's see here. Stream link. Yeah, there we go. The bot has got it. All right. What's up? I'm the dude. Filling in for Tier 4 comms here. Live comms for week 2. So I'll be filling in here. And yeah, I'm currently a Tier 2 driver in the Viper. Let's go. A former Tier 4 champion. And yeah, maybe the only driver to win a Constructors and Championship by themselves without a teammate. You can fact check that one. But while everyone's tuning in here, I'm just going to quickly go through the liveries. I always like doing that here. Yeah. We got Jordy. He qualified P1 in the Supra, it looks like. Pyro, P2 in the BMW M6. What do we got here? G-Dan. How does this look like? FT1? Yeah, it's FT1. Amy in Lexus. Okay. Very nice. We got Otto qualifying P5 here, also in the Lexus. Teammates. JMS, Pyro's teammate, qualifying P6. We got Seacutch in the RX Vision. Gunmad. And that's the FT1 again, yeah. Oscar Bacon in the BRZ, raced against him in Tier 4 way back when. I think he took a few seasons off. Also, if you're joining chat, welcome. Feel free to post in the live chat. I'll be trying to read it as we go. Kanata, welcome, welcome. Here we go. Steel Fan, AMG 20. Love that car. Great car. Guardrail Lover, raced against him back in Tier 4 in Season 8. In the BRZ as well. LMS Nismo in the Ford GT. Sleeper pick. Jezza in the other RX Vision, no number plate, or no number on the number plate there. O'Leary in the UPS. Love that livery. Great livery. And then we got Cunning Fern in the other AMG, and S. Kelly in the other UPS. So, without further ado, we're going to get this rolling here. First up is the sprint. It'll be interesting to see what conditions we get here. I know Tier 2 we had 2 very dry races. But based on Pyro's title here of his post, seems like we might be in for a fun one. So, lights are on, cars are ready, and here we go. We're away for week 2 on Spa here, Tier 4. Everyone gets a pretty good start here in the turn 1. There's G-Dan trying to stick his nose in the inside there, but nothing. Pyro comes alongside of Jordy there in V1. Fairly clean little turn 1 there. Looks like a little bit of oversteer for the UPS car there of O'Leary. May have lost him, or maybe that was Jezza, or S. Kelly. Had a rough go there. Through a Rouge. A couple guys go wide, and we'll see how this comes now onto the straight. Super straight line speed here, paying off. Going to keep him above Pyro, even within tow. JMS coming alongside G-Dan here. Let's see. Nothing through there as we look behind. Oh, okay. We're going to rewind it here. We will be rewinding here to see some craziness. Let's go on board with Oscar. And we'll see how he fares. So it looks like Steel Fan takes a little penalty there. Oscar has the inside line. They make it 3 wide here. Oscar on the brakes. He's through the corner, and it looks like Otto maybe just loses it there on the AstroTurf. That AstroTurf is very slippery. Take this camera here. Don't break. Space is closing. Oh. Maybe just a slight touch there of Sneo. He loses the car. So that's unfortunate for Sneo. He loses out. 4GT looks like it continues on. Don't know if that is going to end up in the steward's room. And that's just unfortunate to Otto. He's trying to give some space there along the outside and just loses it. Oh, just a total mess here in this first corner. What happens here? Go a little bit further back here. Good line from the AMG, but he just gets held up through the mess. And then people rejoining and just all around. Oh, a little bump from O'Leary there. We're all right. S. Kelly, just a little bit of bad luck there. Steel fans rejoining. Oh my god, and I tuned just back in time to see a little bit more of a mess here. So we're going to go back on board here with Pyro. Let's see what happens here, Pyro. All right, G-Dan down the inside with the FT1. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Oh, the fourth hit, just murder. Oh my goodness, Pyro, what have we done? Pyro, what have we done? Let's take a look at that one more time because this is amazing. I love this. So G-Dan on the inside here makes the move. Holds it. Pyro, 1 tap. 2 taps. 3 taps. And the 4th tap on the back puts him round into JMS. That's a tag team off the top rope if I've ever seen. G-Dan, he manages to keep control. Oh, but JMS! Oh, he taps him again. Pyro drives off into the sunset. He goes, whatever, I'm getting 5 seconds, who cares? Maybe 10. He's just trying to salvage. But, wow. Not the greatest start here. Not the greatest start for Tier 4 here, but hopefully things clean up here as we check back through the pack. Everyone's getting a little bit of space. Oscar maybe making a move. Let's go back and see that one get done here. Shoots down the inside. Oh, a little aggressive here. G-Dan goes for the switchback. But Oscar now has the inside line, and we all know PRZ is great at taking some speed through the corner. So despite the overshot, he gets that done. Amy sliding down the inside on JMS here. Oh my god, I think we have more contact behind. Ford GT of LMS Nismo here. Oh my goodness, and again, as cars in front are proceeding with caution. The BRZ curse in this one seems to be active. And, I mean, Guardrail Lover just drives right into the back of him there. Don't know if that's in the steward's room. Again, I'm not a steward, but in my opinion, I think Guardrail Lover has to wait up there because Nismo now has dropped all the way back to P12. That's unfortunate here. So we got a couple penalties going to be served here. But Jordy managing to avoid the chaos, stretching out his lead. Pyro, after his escapade, is P2. We got Oscar Bake. Oh my! Everywhere I look on the track here. Oh my! What do we have here? We're gonna have to review this one too. Here's G-Dan, considerably far back here. Considerably far back. He makes a lunge. Oh, right into the door of Oscar. That pushes Oscar off. Oscar goes on throttle. Unsafe rejoin. Back into G-Dan. Tit for tat. That's unfortunate. We need to see a little bit better from both of them here, I think. That's a bit of a scent from G-Dan. But Oscar, even though you've gotten hit off, I think we need to do our best here. You're full throttle pointing back. We need to rejoin safer here. We need to try and rejoin safer here because that hit into G-Dan, I think, also careens off into JMS here, maybe. Yeah, what a... Like I said, I'm not a steward. We'll see how that one fares if it ends up in the steward's report. These drivers have about another hour hour and a little bit to get some reports in here, so hopefully the rest of the race here is a little bit better off, as we'll check in with these guys in the turn 1 here, as we have a little battle here. They're 3 wide up ahead. Cunningfirm's going to shoot down the inside. He might benefit here. Oh my goodness, and he just drives into the side of Gunmat there to take position. So again, another kind of argy-bargy, a little bit over-aggressive here through the overtakes. We'll go with Oscar here through Eau Rouge. Up, he's going to get a run probably on Auto. Jordy now has extended the lead on Pyro. And who's going to have a move here? Go on board with G-Dan. Amy defending the inside. Oh, Cunningham! Cunningfirm, sorry, not Cunningham. Oh my, someone's hit off again. What is going on here, guys? What is happening? Gunmad, let's go on board with him. So they... Oh! And just an absolute send from Jezza. How far back is that from? Holy crow, misses his braking point. Straight in to G-Dan there. That's unfortunate for him. He doesn't wait up. He gains a position. Wow. I'm going to be at a loss for words here pretty soon. This is sloppy, is kind of just the best way to put it right now. There's just contact all over the circuit. So, Pyro P1, or sorry, Jordy P1, Pyro P2, JMS comfortably in P3. Amy has slotted into P4 here. Cunningfirm, he is sitting P5 right now. Jezza in the P6 after that absolute send. Nismo with a 1 second penalty. Not sure where he got that, but we need to keep this race rolling here at some point, or we'll never get through this 15P sprint. Otto slotted into P5. G-Dan slotted into P10. O'Leary challenging him now. And we'll stick with this one here for a second. The Jag, not the greatest car. He's challenging an FT1 ahead with an RX Vision behind, so we'll see how he fares here. He's got Oscar lurking in the background there of this battle, seeing if he can snag a couple positions. O'Leary looking to get around through the kink here, but not the greatest place to go side by side, because as you can see there is just no room for cars to battle each other there without death happening. And Oscar, he's now gained a couple positions as a result there. O'Leary unfortunately gets a 0.5 second penalty as he goes wide through that left-handed kink. We'll go back here, take a look how we fare through turn 1. And we're all right through there. Alright, let's go back up towards the top here. Nothing through Eau Rouge. Looks like we're going to go single file through here, but who will have a move coming off of this straight? As the toe is a huge factor here. Guardrail lover looking to maybe make a move on Otto here. Otto's positioned himself well and defends well. Guardrail doesn't really have an option, and Nismo makes an excellent move to pass the BRZ through there. That's a great move there from Nismo. Let's go on board here with our race leader. Let's give our race leader a little bit of love here. As he is just in a groove in this Supra so far right now. Takes a great line through this section, or on the power early. Pyro, nowhere to challenge, as this Supra should continue to hopefully pull away from that BMW. He goes purple in that sector, so he is in a groove. Oh, a little bit of a moment there from Amy. We'll check back, see if we can catch this here. On board. A little bit wide through here. And just a little bit of power oversteer. Saves the car, but is going to surrender a position by cutting there. And take a look here, see the comments. Not too much here from people through the live chat. Guardrail lover. Sequence in the Arc's vision. Are they going to go side by side? Dangerous spot to go side by side. He forces him out wide. No, nothing there really. Just a bit of a how you doing. So that's some hard racing. And Guardrail lover's going to come back at him. And S. Kelly. Oh! Makes a dive. Cuts off Guardrail lover. Guardrail lover's got nowhere to go. And he's going to lose 2 positions as a result of that. One S. Kelly, one Steo fan. And again, bad luck there as the dive bomb misses the apex and just boxes Guardrail. He's got nowhere to go. He has nowhere to go there. And again, this pack so spread out now. Not a lot of battles going on here. G-Dan gets a half-second penalty up through Eau Rouge, so Oscar gets a 1-second penalty through Eau Rouge. So I think we're going to stay here. The Steo should have a good chance for a move here. That AMG, though, just can't. Once it gets into that 6th gear, there's not much there in terms of top speed, so he's going to have to slot back in here. Behind Kelly. Otto is here to chat. Otto, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Love this camera angle. Love this camera angle. As they go down the hill. As Steo has overtaken Kelly. Let's go back and take a look at this one. Where did this happen? I missed it. Mercedes, great on the handling. Oh, and just a couple pylons there. Bleeds some speed off the Jag, and Steo gets an easy pass. Ooh, and a little bit of a bump there, but Steo keeps the inside line for the next corner. And he's going to complete that overtake here. Cunning goes on the AstroTurf, does a good job not to lose it, but now it's going to be some subtle to Amy here as she bears down on the AMG in front. So Otto, P5 hoping that these two, or Otto and P6 hoping that these two can maybe hold each other up so he can get within the slip. Now that's a huge factor here on Spa. Can you get your car in the slipstream on either the back straight or the main straight after Eau Rouge to allow yourself a chance to make a move into the bus stop chicane here, as Amy now has a run on the AMG. Let's see. Wisely doesn't make a move down the inside. A little bit too big of a gap there. Thank you, Ross, for posting that in the GT chats. Thank you, thank you. And again, Amy just kind of following Cunning through right now. May have a run after Eau Rouge. But again, so much space right now between everyone, so we might just stay on board with that battle, as it doesn't look like there's too much. Gun Mad sending it on Guardrail, who goes wide. That's a great overtake there. So let's rejoin here. As no doubt Amy, with the beans of that AMG, will have a run on Cunning at some point here. Two cars not so great on the top speed. Great through the handling sections. This is a great camera angle. And again, 2:19 for Amy last lap. Her best so far of the day. Otto, also at 2:19. So we should see Otto maybe slowly start to close that gap. But the cars behind Nismo and Jezza, Otto's got to keep driving so he can keep them out of range, because with Nismo comes Jezza, G-Dan, and Oscar. A little bit of a train. That's going to go a little bit wide. Little nice save there. And Jordy just having really no contest up there. Driving his own race. Pyro as well, just no contest up there after his incident on G-Dan there earlier in the race. As it is certainly paying off for Pyro to not slow down and wait for G-Dan, as he is now driven off into P2, while G-Dan, who he took out, is all the way battling back here. So maybe a harsher penalty in line for Pyro if he gets reported, who knows? I'm no steward, but that is a move with a lot of implications for the driver that was battling Pyro and had made the clean move up into P2. So does Amy close in any more on Cunning again? Just out of reach of that AMG. Cunning doing a great job to keep that Lexus behind her in FA. Or sorry, behind him. My mistake. Go on board here. Excellent line. AMG doesn't take the optimal line. Amy's going to have a good run here. 2:19.4 from the Lexus last lap. Mercedes 2:19.6, so 2/10. Amy is closing in on that gap. A little bit of oversteer there from Amy. Again, just can't quite reel in Cunning. Cunning is doing a great job of just maintaining enough of a gap through the cornering sections. Otto with a 2:18.5 last lap. That is a great lap. As he works to keep Nismo out of the reach. Go on board with Otto for a little bit here. Slight lift there from Otto. As you can see, the front tires there are slowly giving way. Some cars are able to take that, I call it pylon corner. That's not the right name for that. But, at Skinsy. Nismo behind, closing that gap, as he is now on the bumper of Otto. So we're going to see here, oh, and up ahead, another battle. So this could turn into a 4-car little fight here, as Amy and Cunning are the closest that they've been so far. We'll keep an eye on that battle behind us, but I think this is the closer battle right now. I hate being chased by 4 GTs. That is a fair statement when you're in a Lexus. 100%, as the 4 GT does have the straight line speed. And let's go into a bit of TV cam here because it's so cinematic and we love it. That 4 GT through a Rouge. Oh! No, Otto! What has happened? Feeling the pressure, just ever so slightly misses the top of Eau Rouge there, and he's going to get slammed with a 0.5 penalty. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate for Otto. Otto! Yeah, maybe my accent coming out a little bit. Getting a little bit fired up here. No, that's unfortunate for Otto. Hope that's alright if I'm just calling you Otto. If you prefer to be called something else, of course, shoot me a DM after the comms. Let me know. I'll do my best to accommodate. If I'm butchering any of your pronunciations, that's on me. But you know, we're having a good time. So Otto, he's going to get a 0.5 second penalty there. That's going to bring him into this dreadful train. FT1, RX Vision, BRZ, and another RX Vision. So Otto is going to be right in the smack dab in the middle of this. So let's see here. Join on for Otto. Only a half-second penalty. But is that enough to allow Gdan to reel him in? As he's going to lose the back of the Ford, no doubt. That's a 0.5 second penalty here. Might as well be a 1 second penalty. Almost a 1.2 or 1.3 as you let off the throttle and you lose a lot of speed. But it looks like he might stay. Oh, and this is the last lap. Look at me, I'm absolutely slacking here. My apologies. Jordy is going to come through the bus stop chicane. Really no contest for him in this one. Got away. Pyro murdered his competition on lap 1. He didn't have to battle anyone, but I think Jordy has the pace anyways. Pyro, after just absolutely slaying his competition, is going to drive into a P2. We'll see if that sticks. As he crosses the line at like a 16-17. JMS, Amy never is able to get to Cunning. Nismo falls into P6. And we're gonna check out what happens here to the BRZ. Is he gonna make an absolute send into the bus stop chicane on Jezza? Jezza leaves the door open a little bit, but Oscar's too far back for anything, and he gets a little bit out of sorts on the curb. He takes the run off safely. Seakuch is gonna get that position easily. Gun mad there. He's gonna come in P13. So again, Gdan, who Pyro absolutely slayed, is gonna come in slotted considerably after Pyro crossing. About 15 seconds, give or take. So we'll see what the stewards have to say about Pyro's maneuver. Maybe not waiting along with a serious incident calls for a larger penalty, but to be fair to Pyro, other than that incident, great race from him. Good race from JMS, managing to avoid some chaos. Cunning, great job holding off Amy in the Lexus. The 4GT just, I think, took advantage of some other misfortunes. Good race from Otto, P7 Gdan, P8 Jezza, P9 Seakuch coming in P10, Oscar P11, Steo P12, Gunmad P13, O'Leary P14, S. Kelly, and Guardrail Lover. What is going on here? Didn't notice this. S. Kelly goes wide, he's going to get a small penalty. And again, these two are just battling for the reverse grid pole. And anyone who knows me knows I'm not a huge fan of reverse grid pole for this exact reason. These two guys are trying... Like, what are we doing here, guys? This is not what reverse grid pole is intended for. This is silly. So Guardrail Lover crosses at P15, Kelly at P16. Again, that's just silly, guys. This is racing, not I'm gonna tank my race for reverse grid pole. Come on now. But without further ado, let's get to the feature. So thank you, Pyro, for sharing these. Battle for last is epic. So, a little bit of craziness in the sprint. Hopefully, the rolling start of the feature cuts down on some of the mess that we saw on that sprint. But we're already, oh my goodness, we are, what, 29 minutes in here? So we need to hurry up, and we need to get this rolling. That's far too slow. Oh! So, S. Kelly here. P1, Guardrail Lover, P2. Let's take a look at their tire strats. S. Kelly hoping to drive away. We're going to have to keep an eye on that wetness bar in the bottom left there to see how the strategies are going to go. Guardrail lever starting on the mediums. O'Leary behind him on the softs. Gunmad, mediums. Steo also on the mediums. Oscar on the mediums. Sikuch starting P7 on the softs. We'll see how that goes. Jezza also going on the softs in P8. Nismo, P11, starting on those softs as well. So no one takes the gambles for an intermediate tire, which means they probably have seen, and our race winner, Jordy, going on the mediums as well. So we'll see how this goes here. And I noticed this here. Two things. S. Kelly gets a huge head start on the rest of the grid, as he was given control of his car way earlier than anyone else. So definitely a little bit of a bug from Gran Turismo here. He is full acceleration here, and he's not supposed to get control of his car in terms of the acceleration until now, when that Gran Turismo noise goes off. That's when everyone else gets control of their car. Guardrail lever also had a glitch in which he never had his camera flip around to his preferred camera view. So, basically, by the time every other person on the grid gets control of their car, S. Kelly has already put a massive gap on them. A massive gap. So that is a huge lead for S. Kelly out of the gate here. Guardrail lever unfortunately retires because of the bug. That's unfortunate for him. Hate to see that happen, as his chance at a good race here is stripped. But we'll see how the pack fares here. I love this camera view, so we're going to scroll through the whole grid as they come through here. Just a beautiful oversight. Oh! Someone goes wide there, one of the RX Visions. We have a slight battle here from Jordy Cunning and Pyro as they have to start the race in the chicane, which is not easy. And this is going to breed maybe some side-by-sides through Eau Rouge. No, but they all nicely go through single file here. That's good to see. JMS, Amy, Pyro. So Cunning drops a couple positions. Jordy's still in P15. S. Kelly has a huge lead. 3 wide here. Excellent respect shown on track there as they survive 3 wide. We wouldn't have seen that in the sprint, that's for sure. G-Dan gets a penalty as he's maybe sliding around in the wet. And again, these conditions were right on almost that crossover period of where the inters are better, but definitely is dry tire conditions, as it looks like the rain has stopped. But you're going to have to be very careful to stay on the racing line here. And something's happened to Jezza. Something has happened to Jezza. Let's go on board with JMS. He gets the tow. They're side by side. JMS is ahead. Oh, and just unfortunate for Jezza. He gets off the racing line ever so slightly, and that track is so slick. That's an unfortunate incident for Jezza. But the good thing about this race, there is so much time to recover, especially with the weather. Especially with the weather. So, let's continue here. O'Leary. So the Jags here, working together. Oscar up to P3 already, cutting through the field. I have missed some of these overtakes. Oh, this is lap 1 through Eau Rouge. That's my mistake. I'm rewatching too much here. I do want to get through these commentaries today and not within 2 hours here. But let's take a moment here to go on board with Oscar and see this move. He gets a huge run through Eau Rouge. That BRZ, once it gets in the 6th, is an absolute powerhouse. The inside gets left wide open, and he says, "Thank you, 2 positions. Smell you later." And that is huge for him, getting 2 overtakes on the medium tire right off the start, as now he can set his sights on O'Leary. So again, we'll fast forward through here, not to rewatch too much. We'll stay with auto here, as I think this is one of the closer battles on track, as Nismo is on the soft tire, Otto on the medium. So we'll see how long Otto holds on to this position here. As right now, the soft tire runners have a huge benefit, not only to be on the quicker tire, but also, as we have this wet racing line, this is going to keep the tires cool. And GT7 tire wear works off of tire temp. So, this means your soft tires for any cars with high tire wear are going to be able to push longer than they normally would. So this is a huge, huge benefit for cars with high tire wear that can use the softs in this kind of conditions, or in these kind of conditions rather. So gets Otto's going defensive into the turn one here. Nismo's gonna try and make a move around the outside. He slots back in behind Otto here. Smart enough to not try and move through a rouge, especially in these conditions, because I'm sure these curbs right now are almost deadly. But the speed of this Ford GT coming into the next turn here after the straight, this is going to be crazy because Otto's going to have a move on G-Dan. Otto gets by him totally. That is a huge move for Otto, as this is a pass or get past situation, as I like to call it. Oh, and Otto goes slightly deep. G-Dan makes a great move going around the outside, but that puts him on the inside for the next corner. Protects the inside here, going into the long downhill right. Otto making a move around the outside. Let's go. Love to see this. Great on-track respect here. Much better than the sprint so far. As Otto loses that position to G-Dan, JMS has closed the gap to Nismo, as he needs to get by. At this point, he needs to try and get by Otto so that he can be released on the soft tire. It's now Jordy struggling. He's got another half-second penalty, so he is just falling back. He hasn't found the same rhythm he found in the sprint. So let's rejoin S. Kelly. Huge gap after the bug. He has an insane margin. Some may say unfair advantage. As he started reverse grid pole with an extra 5 to 10 second gap here. So the two FT1s here, following each other on the same strap, both on the racing medium tires. Otto's still holding off Nismo here. And you know what, we're just going to stick with this battle because I think this is one of the best ones. JMS takes a penalty there. Will he defend against his teammate Pyro? If I'm JMS here, I'm thinking maybe I let Pyro through. I have a 1 second penalty. I do not want to hold him up, but he goes defensive. That forces Pyro to make a move around the outside. That's a great move from Pyro. It was a great move of Pyro to clear his teammate here. JMS holds the position against Cunning. And if I'm JMS here, I'm going to push Pyro as much as I can to increase that gap to Cunning while also defending position here. So let's see if these two BMWs work together. Into the turn, Cunning pokes his nose in. He's going to get the inside line, and JMS surrenders that position. I'd say maybe too easily. I would have loved to see JMS there defend that inside and make some breathing room for his teammate Pyro, as now Pyro is going to have to defend. JMS and Amy both with some large penalties. That's going to put Jordy up 2 positions. So Jordy is now going to join the conversation here, as we maybe have a bit of a Pyro train. As Cunning on the soft tire. We have the same issue with Pyro and Cunning as we have with Nismo and Otto. Nismo has gotten by Otto. Let's rewind here. I'd like to see this move happen. Probably happened, or sorry, I'm rewinding too much here again. Where does he get by Otto? Oh, Nismo makes the move around the outside. Makes it around, all the way around the outside. Gets in front of Otto. And that's just a great move from Nismo there. On the soft tire, and he'll be released. So we'll fast forward back to kind of where we were a little bit. We'll stay with this battle here. Choo-choo, all aboard the Pyro train, says Frack Black. I'm assuming that's Fracas. Welcome, Fracas. Thank you, Fracas. Thank you for joining. So Otto, he's going to come under attack from Cunning, probably within the next 2-3 laps, depending on how long Pyro can hold up Cunning for him. So we'll go on board here, and we'll see if he makes a lunge. This AMG is going to have a bit of a run on Pyro here, depending on how he takes this corner. Full throttle, takes it beautifully. Pyro also does a good job, but he's in dive bomb susceptibility. Will Pyro go defensive? Pyro doesn't go defensive. Oh! Oh, we have some contact. We have some contact. Let's watch this one more time. Does Pyro move to go defensive when he sees Cunning? Pyro has chosen his line here. Cunning has chosen his line. Pyro really tries to close the gap. Some slight contact, but I think that's all fair there. On first watch, it looked a little bit tense, but that's a good one there. And Pyro manages to stay ahead. He goes defensive into this turn 1, and he, I think, will hold this as long as the switcheroo doesn't happen. No, Pyro does a great job. Cunning with a bit of oversteer, and he's going to hold that position. So Jordy must have made a small mistake. He doesn't jump JMS on the penalty. He does jump Amy. See if we can find the closest on-track battle. It's going to be here, the two FT1s. As G-Dan gets the move done, pinches his teammate as well. That's going to bring his teammate under fire. Again, we're seeing teammates battling it out right now in the feature race. As now Gunmad is going to come under fire from Nismo. Covers off the inside. Nismo's got no choice but to try and fall back and wait for another opportunity here as Otto hanging on to the back of Nismo, getting a free tow. That's huge for Otto's race. And we will probably see a move from Nismo here soon. Again, he needs to clear these medium tire runners to unleash the benefit of those soft tires for the Ford. As you can see, every time there's a corner, he's right on the back, having to let off, having to make sure he doesn't make contact. And that is killing him a few tenths every lap as he's in the 2:19.3s on the soft tire. He should be looking in this tier to be doing a bit, maybe 2:18, really good lap, 2:17, the high 2:17s. So we'll see here. Let's go on board. Right on the back of Gunmad. He lets off a little bit. Make sure he doesn't give him a bump through this left-handed kink. Great racing from Nismo here. Great respect on track. As he's just not going to be within range for a move here. So we'll see if he has a chance in the turn 1. On board with Gunmad here. G-Dan too far ahead for a move. Nismo didn't get the greatest exit. And just not going to really have anything here. Going into Eau Rouge, not a corner he wants to go side by side. His only overtaking spot here might be into this next turn 1. Or not, sorry, turn 1. The turn at the end of the straight. He's flashing his lights. He wants by. Nismo alongside G-Dan, hanging his teammate out to dry almost a little bit there by pulling to the left, giving Nismo the slip, but it doesn't matter anyways. Gunmad gets the inside line, defends that beautifully. Great racing from these two right now. This is a great battle. We'll check back in with these top guys here. Seacoach has gotten by Oscar at some point. Must have missed that. O'Leary has fallen back into the depths of this battle now, and we now have a battle for position 2, 3, and 4. As again, S. Kelly after the glitched start is just doing his own race at this point. Not even a question. So let's hang out. We'll hang out with these guys for a little bit because we've been following that midfield battle for a while. Let's see how Oscar fares here. Keep in mind, Oscar on the medium tire right now. So to be holding on to the back of these two soft runners in front of him says a lot about Oscar's raw pace. He is absolutely flying around this track. So again, don't think we'll see any moves here. Might take a look at the back of the a little bit more as there's, you know, some more bunching further. Oh my goodness. What's happened here? So G-Dan has taken a 0.5 second penalty somewhere. Nismo puts his nose in on Gunmad, but again, not a lot he can do. He's getting frustrated here behind the two FT1s. Does he hit the AstroTurf? Side by side. Oh no! Oh goodness, that's frustrating. Let's take a look at this here. He's just a little bit of a, I don't even know what to call this here. Gunmad, maybe not wanting him to pull ahead. He is ahead, but he pinches Nismo, and that contact just sends him. Again, don't know. Oh, and that again, that's not really Otto's fault. That's tough because Otto is full speed through here. Gunmad has let off already, so he's taking this corner at a much lower speed. Otto is let off, but Gunmad he's got no speed through there. So that kind of hangs Otto out there a little bit, and he takes the position. Again, just a little bit of messiness, but I don't know if there's much Otto can do there. Gunmad had a little bit of hesitation. I think he was thinking, should I let off and give that position to LMS? A little bit of power oversteer there from Otto. As he loses a couple positions. So that's bad luck from him. Jordy up in the P12. So we'll go back through the grid here. Let's take a look how we're faring. These two through Eau Rouge, battling. As we'll hang with this one. As the RX Vision might have a move. That dumb spit I did randomly, unfortunately. RX Vision goes to a move on the inside. Oh my. And again, let's watch this from Oscar's perspective. He's way back here. Way back, but he's going to get to take the optimal line. Slight contact there, but that bleeds off some speed from O'Leary, which allows Oscar to just find his way through. Again, I don't think there's anything there. Just some... I think O'Leary might turn into the Mazda here a little bit. Tough to say. As O'Leary leaves the door wide open. Yeah, he just kind of turns into him there. That's unfortunate for O'Leary. And Oscar is going to just slide right through. So now that puts Oscar up in the P3. That's a huge position for him. But we'll check back here. Pyro now. Coming onto the back of Cunning. Otto is on the back of him. We've got another little train here. Keep in mind, Cunning is on those soft tires. The corner where Pyro absolutely slaughtered someone last time. And no one to kill there, luckily for him. Yeah, I don't think Pyro's watching. So, Nismo quit the race. Oh, that's unfortunate. So Nismo, after the crash, quit the race. So that right there, according to ALR rulebook, he may not be able to even submit a report because he did rage quit the race. So that saves Gunmad from any implications there, which is unfortunate. At the steward's discretion, they can decide whether or not your report is admissible if you quit a race. So keep that in mind, racers. Don't rage quit. Even if you get murdered, it is important for you to finish the race. So Pyro submitted a position to Otto here by his little miscalculation. And now he's slotted right back kind of where he was at the start of this race, with Jordy behind him. And we'll follow this here into the bus stop chicane. Oh! Oh! Oh, Pyro has had a moment! Oh, the AstroTurf. Oh my goodness, the AstroTurf claims another victim. Oh, and then insult to injury, the turbo dump of the BMW says, have a nice day. Pyro pauses to get his car back on track. Oh, that's unfortunate for Pyro, as he's now back in P13. Normally Pyro only does that from podium positions, so that's unfortunate for him. Otto gets by Gunmad here. Let's take a look at this overtake. A little bit of oversteer there from the F-1. Otto says thank you very much, easiest overtake of the day I'll have. And he's gonna defend a little bit here from Gunmad, no problem. Go into cinematic here. I'm going to check the comments. Guardrail left in lap 1, but yeah, it was glitch. Yes, I did see that one. He never got control of his car, unfortunately, after the start. And I don't know if you saw, but S. Kelly had a glitch at the start, which allowed him to take off maybe 5 to 10 seconds before everyone. So a little bit of a craziness there as Gunmad makes a move around the outside. Otto defending the inside here. Let's see how it goes. Otto holds onto the position. Great racing between these two right now. A lot of respect given. Love to see that. We'd love to see battles where the two cars are. Oh. Let's go on board with Jordy as he's watching the battle in front. Otto hits a pylon, which bleeds off some speed. Otto can't close the door on Jordy here. Jordy brakes late. Oh. Jordy brakes a little bit too late there, in my opinion, and doesn't really give a lot of room for Otto along the outside. That bumps Otto wide, which causes him not only to lose position to Jordy, but also causes JMS. Oh, and JMS gives him a tap on the way through. So unlucky there for Otto, but I think ultimately that falls on Jordy there. He has to give a little bit more space, a little bit more room to the car on the outside. He broke too late trying to make the move and didn't leave enough there for Otto. As Gunmad goes off, so Jordy will now have an opportunity. He gets boxed in. JMS leaves room for him to try and get a move around the outside. Gunmad's going to go deep because of the dirty tires. A little bit of a switch back there from Jordy, all's fair. And Jordy gets a couple of positions. So again, no sympathy for Guardrail after the end of the sprint. I have to agree with you there, Lord Hands. I have to agree with you 100%. Everyone, I've let it known, I do not like reverse grid pole for that exact reason. Sometimes it's not in the spirit of racing. It's not in the spirit of racing for you to just tank your race and get pole. If you're racing hard through the sprint and it happens where you come in last, yes. But for you to try and tank your race purposefully, like on purpose, so that you get an advantage, that, for me, that's not in the spirit of racing. So I'll leave it at that. I do like it gives an opportunity for some drivers to have a chance in the feature, but it's not intended for that purpose. Anywho, we're coming to the pit window for, I think, a lot of cars now, if they're on the medium tires, as the softs can go about 9 or 10 laps. So we'll see here. Pyro comes into the pits. He's on 36% fuel. We're looking at about 9% 9 to 11% fuel, depending on the car. So him and Gunmad coming to the pits at the same fuel rate. We'll see who maybe comes out ahead of each other. Who's going to fuel up more? There's no battles on track right now, so I'm totally fine with hanging out with them in the pits, seeing who is going to undercut one or the other. Gunmad goes all the way up to 100%, the most you need sometimes for 10 laps. He goes, oh gosh. Gunmad has made a mistake onto the intermediate tire. There's no wetness on the wetness bar here, which means unless it suddenly downpours, not only does he have to pit again. If he was on the, oh no, he was on the mediums to start, but this doesn't even take away his tire requirements. So Pyro puts in a little bit less fuel than him and is on the proper tire. Gunmad here is going to have an issue, as he, no doubt, is going to have a pit here. Auto, I've talked to some people in ALR about it. The problem is I'm just not sure of a better method. One of the most common ones is reverse grid championship order for the sprint, and then have your qualifying as your feature. But again, some of your other drivers who are faster are just always going to drive away at the start of that race. But like I said, it is something I think that can be looked at. I think the easiest way to fix it is to make sprints worth more points. Make the sprint points more valuable to where you want to battle back and have a recovery sprint, rather than just go, okay, I'm going to finish P16, P15 and hope for a podium. I think that is the easiest way to combat the issue that I'm seeing from sprints. So make those sprints worth more points. Oscar, 89% fuel. Onto the soft tire now. Auto into the pits. So C. Kuch, or S. Kelly rather, sorry, still on the soft tire. He's on lap 9. Look at those tires. Because the start of the race was so wet, it's allowed him to drive on those tires with very little degradation. So he has a massive advantage. Now he will be being chased down by this RX Vision, as well as the BRZ, which is now both on the soft tire. So O'Leary here, having a great race in the Jag. Not a great car by testing standpoints. But he's showing that he can make this car work around here. I think there's only 2 teams in all of ALR in the Jag this season. One of them in Tier 2, and these guys in Tier 4. Steelfan slowly hoping to reel that Jag in front of him. G-Dan P5, Jordy up into P6. So he still has a pit stop here, I believe, because he's still on the mediums. But we'll see where he slots after his. JMS Play, P7. So Jordy has been making his way through the field after a slow start to the sprint. Oscar comes out in P9, but on the soft tire with a few guys in front of him to have a pit. So I think Oscar is going to jump up into P2, maybe P3 here, as he looks to start his podium parade, or not parade, but he's going to continue to charge through the field here. Pyro, P13, he's gotten out ahead of Gunmad, who has went back onto the soft tire. Maybe just selected the wrong tire, made the wrong call by mistake, but that's going to hurt his race a lot. So Pyro up in the P13. He's gone purple now on those soft tires. O'Leary bumps into the pits. So we're going to stay on board here with Oscar. Let's see how many positions he gains. Jordy stays out for another lap, so he's not confident in his ability to take those soft tires very long. JMS also staying out, so his ability to take the soft tires more than 7 laps. Again, if I'm the BMWs, I'm 100% hitting that last lap. BMW known for having good tire wear, and this is only going to be a 17 lap race for this tier. If it rains again, there is a possibility of it being a 16-lap race, but I think we're on par here for a 17-lapper. 18 laps is possible if it's dry conditions and there is ridiculously good pace. But again, I think we're on pace right now for a 17-lap race. So we'll see how this finishes out. Jordy's up into P5, but again, still has a pit. And based on Oscar's positioning right now, I'm gonna say Oscar is going to overtake that pack in front of him quite easily. We'll see how Oscar's outlap is here on these soft tires. Again, welcome if you're joining. We're doing the T4 feature race. We're on lap 10. A little bit of a bug here from the game. A little weird. So Cunning is back on the tail of Pyro, but Pyro should just drive away from him. Oh, in comes C. Kutch here of the RX Vision. So finally, S. Kelly looking like he's going to be able to do one more lap, which is absolutely insane on the soft tire to do that many laps. And look at the fuel. So, although I don't agree with what he has done at the end of the sprint, as well as the bug he had at the start of the feature, he's showing that he has an excellent strategy to use these soft tires on the wet, maybe fuel saved a little bit so that he could get more juice out of those soft tires, because taking these soft tires right now, what's going to be 11 laps, almost 12 laps, is insane. That is absolute insanity. Oscar with a 2:18.1. Great time from him on his outlap. That's the fastest lap of the race so far. So the RX Vision comes out behind him on medium tires, and I think he's just going to absolutely drive away here. O'Leary falling off the back a little bit. He's lost from Oscar, as Oscar now is just, for him right now, Oscar, it's P1 or bust, I think, as he is going to probably pass Stio when Stio enters the pits. Otto up into P6, G-Dan behind him. So these two are probably some of the closest on-track battles. Jordy trying to reel them in as well, as he's on fresher softs than Otto. Otto with the undercut though has a little bit of a time gap. Otto's hoping maybe G-Dan holds up Jordy long enough here for him to get away. Jezza down to P9, Amy P10. GMS play. Pyro, got to give him some credit here. He's having a good recovery drive. He's putting his head down and saying, I got to get back into the top 10. And here comes S. Kelly, 9% fuel. What a drive from him on that soft tire to start. Got to give credit where credit is due. This is an excellent drive from him. So Stio into the pits, 3% fuel. And we'll see where Oscar slots out. It looks like Kelly is going to be on the medium tires and within reach of Oscar and the BRZ. So let's take a look here. No doubt in my mind, based on this gap, that Oscar will eventually reel in Kelly here. As you can see, AMG just off in the distance here. I think in about 3 to 4 laps time, Oscar will be on the back of that car. And we'll take a look here on Seacoach, see how his gap towards Oscar fares. But the pack right now is just spread out. Otto, he's got his sights set on O'Leary, as O'Leary is on the medium tire. And oh, look at that. Beautiful section from Otto there, just shaving the time off O'Leary in front. We might rejoin that here in a second. We're just going to take a look here. Jordy, now in the slip of G-Dan. So here's another on-track battle. Amy and JMS, let's go on board here. JMS sticks his nose. Amy goes deep. A little bit of a tap there, but I think in terms of GT7's ability to place cars properly, I think while maybe you're looking for no contact there along the inside, I think there's not maybe enough there. It might be a slight push to pass, but Amy's going to have a run back on JMS here, as we have a nice little battle developing. Take a little sip of my water as I've killed my coffee. Amy, a little moment of oversteer from that RCF, known to be a car with some power oversteer, but dealing with the dirty air of the BMW. We're going to rejoin here, see G-Dan. Otto, here we go. Wisely decides not to make a move, takes the optimal line against O'Leary. Oh, and this is a beautiful move. This is a beautiful move from Otto. Great racing from Otto. O'Leary goes slightly defensive into the middle of the track, which allows Otto to take the optimal racing line and just get a better run. And that's beautiful racing from Otto. Great job on that overtake. So let's tune back in. I think Otto has sealed that position. We'll keep an eye on them to see if O'Leary can steal that back, knowing the Jag has better top speed versus that Lexus. Jordy's not going to get a run into the turn. Otto going defensive, wisely. All he has to do is hold position here. And that's great racing from Otto. Holds the inside, says, you're not getting down. You're not going to stick your nose in, but then switching to the outside line, making sure he can take those soft tires and maximize what they can do. And I think by the end of this line, Otto will be out of the slip of O'Leary. He will put enough gap, in my mind, through this downhill section and through the windy bits to not have to worry anymore. So let's go through the grid here. We'll take a look where everyone is. S. Kelly. Oh my god, and Oscar with a 17.4. He's got his head down and he is just blistering pace. That is an insane lap from the Tier 4 driver. As he shows in the car, everyone says nobody can drive. Puts down easily a Tier 2 lap. Sadly, C-Coach here in the RX Vision, and I'm probably butchering that name, sorry about that. He does a 2:20, so he loses 2.5 seconds there on Oscar. Steel Fan slotted into P4 with much better tires than Otto, so it is going to take some sort of drive here from Otto to catch on to the back of Steel in front of him. O'Leary, again, has kind of fallen out of the slip and now is into the grasps of Jordy. Let's go on board with Jordy here, as now he has closed the gap onto G-Dan. Jordy looks down the inside, backs out wisely, knows he's not going to get that move done, not a long slide, backs out just enough to not make contact with the FT1, knowing he's going to have a much better chance at the end of the straight. The Supra, once it gets into the 6th gear, is an absolute powerhouse. G-Dan's going to go defensive on the inside, but it doesn't matter for the Supra. He will easily have this move done before the turn with that 6th gear. And I mean, just look at the speed difference. 263 into the braking zone. No chance there for the FT1. And that's a great move from Jordy, as he knew if he bided his time, he would get by this FT1. Jordy places his car right in the middle forces Jidan to make a decision. And that's great car placement there from Jordy in the Supra. As now he looks to hopefully catch on to the back of O'Leary. As the Supra, if it can get in the toe of the car in front, will just gap this FT1 on the next few straights. We'll stick with this battle here. I'll quickly scroll through, see if there's anything else going on here. Oh my goodness, Oscar. So we have two battles right now in my mind. I'm going to try and keep a focus on. Oh! And we get some rain! This is huge news for anyone on the soft tire. Anyone on the soft tire right now is immediately going to have the ability to prolong. Let's see what's happened to O'Leary here. This rain means they're going to have a little bit of extra juice on these soft tires come these last few laps. O'Leary struggling with the medium tires through that section. Jordy going, he's going to get this move done before the kink. Oh my, yes. Great move from Jordy there. He gets the move done before the kink, and he puts a car between him and Jidan, which is crucial. As now Jordy is going to be able to drive off against O'Leary. So, with that being said, O'Leary's out of range for a move, Jidan's out of range for a move, and that puts our sights on probably the most important battle on the track right now. With 2 laps to go, 100% going to be a 17-lap race. But let's keep an eye on that hygrometer bar. Hygrometer. Well, I don't think that's the name for it. Auto defending them by the looks of it. I love prepping overtakes like that. Yes. So we've seen much better racing from the Tier 4 drivers in the feature. Credit to the Tier 4 drivers here. The racecraft in this race has been miles better than the sprint. And I would love to take a look at the Tier 4 stewards room to see how crazy it was. But S. Kelly with a 220 on the medium tire to Oscar's 218.8. Oh, Oscar takes a penalty! No! Oh my goodness, no doubt in my mind Oscar would be bearing in for a move on lap 16 with a half-second penalty. We might see a last lap showdown now. This is going to turn into a last lap showdown. So Oscar has a penalty. Let's see what else we got here. No real other on-track battles. Jidan, pending any other mistakes, is really the only car I think that's going to move position here in the last couple laps. As everyone's tires based on gaps, there's not much here. So I'll keep an eye here on this battle. Jordy might have a chance to catch Otto simply because Otto's tires here might fall off. But this rain right now, if you're Otto, you're going, this rain was exactly what I needed, as it stopped his tires from falling below that 50% mark where you kind of start to see an impact on your times. But Jordy is flying, and we all know the straight line speed of that Lexus will be a sitting duck against the Supra. So this is a battle I'm very interested to see on this lap. So we have 2 major battles here on lap 16. Oscar not quite in range of the slip. Jordy will be in range of the slip. Let's go on board here. We'll see if the Supra can reel in Otto. Otto's telling me this battle gets spicy. No doubt the Supra will get within a half second here on this straight. Let's take a look at the speeds here. 6th gear, he's crawling along at 250. The Supra gonna hit about 264. Yeah, 262. He goes purple. That Supra straight line speed is something. And the Supra being great through these high speed, mid speed corners. And I'm keeping an eye on the battle between Oscar and S. Kelly right now. Not as close as the Auto Jordy battle, so we're going to stick with this. Jordy, right now, can taste a top 5 finish as we come around on lap 16. And he's going to get a run on Auto into the bus stop chicane on this lap. Let's go on board with Auto here. One of my favorite camera angles here. As he gets a pretty good pylon corner. But now here comes the speed of the Supra. Rain playing a factor. Is Auto gonna have to let off slightly? He lets off slightly. The Supra lets off slightly. Auto takes the corner better than the Supra. There isn't gonna be a move here. So sadly, Auto, I'm gonna have to tune in to some of this battle here on lap 17, but I no doubt am gonna be trying to follow both. As Oscar gets a great corner here. Trying to watch 2 battles at once here. The battle for P5. And right now, this is the closer battle. Coming up Eau Rouge, this is going to be crazy. Quickly check through the rest of the field. JMS may have a chance at overtaking O'Leary. We'll stay tuned with that one. I want to try and get everyone's last lap battles. Here comes Oscar on S. Kelly. AMG goes defensive. Oscar around the outside. Ooh, great defending from Kelly. Shows him you're not going to make a move around the outside there. Oscar flashing his lights. Maybe trying to distract him. Maybe saying, I don't like that too much. Oh! Oscar absolutely boots Kelly deep. Trying to go for a late switch. Lets him maintain position. But that's... yikes. We'll quickly check back in here. Oh my goodness. I have to rewind. I have to look at what happens here. Through Eau Rouge. Supra. Wet track. Dirty air. Oh my goodness. And let's take a look. The dirty air. And there it is. His car outside of the white lines, ever so slightly. Auto takes the safe route. 1 second penalty for Jordy. That's heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking for Jordy. As O'Leary's nowhere in sight, Jordy is going to drive on. Auto, all he has to do now is keep his car on track. So that being said here, let's take a look here. Does JMS make any sort of move on O'Leary? O'Leary puts his car right in the middle. Excellent defending from O'Leary. Nowhere for JMS to go. That is excellent defending from the Jag driver. G-Dan with a 1 second penalty behind them. JMS doesn't have to worry about G-Dan here, but is G-Dan going to try and fight O'Leary? Or, sorry, fight JMS and ruin his chance at a P7 finish? He could play spoiler. And again, I have to keep an eye on the... oh, I have to try and do my best to keep an eye on this battle here. Oscar tries to make a move around the outside on the soft tire in the wet. S. Kelly, beautiful car placement on the inside. Absolutely gorgeous defending here from the Jag driver. Oh, Oscar. Oscar, no. And if this isn't in the steward's room, I'd be very surprised. S. Kelly no doubt makes a mistake here. He's on the inside. He does go deep. Oscar goes for the switchback, but he hits S. Kelly. And at the end of the day, you are responsible for not driving into the car in front of you. I'd be interested to see what the stewards think of that one. But I know if I'm S. Kelly, I'm saying, you have to cleanly pass me. So Oscar, he's going to drive away there on the soft tire. Jordy maybe makes a mistake as this is into intermediate conditions. He oversteers into the gravel. Otto gets by before the penalty zone. And this is crazy. JMS. What's happened to O'Leary? So we were staying with this battle here. Last lap craziness here in Tier 4. O'Leary in the wet gets onto the AstroTurf, and you have to be so careful as that AstroTurf can wreck your race. Pyro recovery drive into P10. And that's disappointing for O'Leary. He was having a great drive. G-Dan here trying to make a move on JMS, but he's got a 1 second penalty. Just slot in if you have that 1 second penalty. So Otto, he's definitely bringing home a P5 at this point. Steelfan's bringing home a P4. Seacuch, P2, but Oscar here, after a controversial move on S. Kelly, he's going to take home P1 and swipes that from S. Kelly. S. Kelly P2, Seacuch P3, Steelfan P4, Otto P5, Jordy. He's going to finish off in P6. JMS has put a gap between him and G-Dan after his penalty. Pyro gets by O'Leary. I missed this. As well. Let's head back real quick. O'Leary just struggling on those medium tires in the wet. Pyro makes a move through pylon corner, as I like to call it. Definitely not the right name for that corner, as I've said before. And O'Leary just a sitting duck on those medium tires in this wet weather. That's unfortunate for him. That is unfortunate for him. So we've come to the end of the sprint here. What did I miss? Let's take a look. O'Leary through the bus stop. Pyro goes deep. He's going to be very slow on exit. Oh my goodness. What beautiful driving from O'Leary on the medium tires. Makes it close. Pyro finishes off P9, O'Leary P10. Cunning, he's going to come in P11. Amy, unfortunate race. Must have hit onto the inners. Not the strategy. I missed that. Gunmad, P12. And Jezza didn't even get the 17th lap here. So that is the Tier 4 race from these drivers. Again, interesting to see how the stewards will fare with some of those incidents. It is in the stewards, Otto is telling me. I'll be very interested to see the ruling. Again, I'm not a steward, so I'm curious to see how that goes. Potential win in the mix for S. Kelly, despite Oscar's race. Not to take anything away from Oscar there, that is a crazy race from him, despite S. Kelly having a massive, massive lead. But thank you guys. I'm going to end this commentary here. Great job, Tier 4. I may or may not be doing more Tier 4 commentaries in the future, so thank you for joining me. And great race from all of you. But have a good night.